Are you wondering if you're ready to get back into your regular workouts or what exercises are best for you postpartum, whether it's several weeks or several years? Hi, I'm Dr. Melissa, and that is exactly what we're going over in today's yoga workout. Go grab your mats and let's do this. All right, before we get started, if you happen to have some yoga blocks or a pillow, go ahead and grab those. And always remember, listening to your body is key. So if something doesn't feel right or you're not feeling it in the right spot, that's your sign that you're not quite ready for this. And always make sure you check in with your doctor for what's best for you. Come down onto your back, and I want to go over one key element before we get started. And you're going to use this throughout today's class and as you're returning to your regular exercise routine. And it's how you're managing intra-abdominal pressure. I'm going to show you two different ways. So you know all the leg exercises for core work. So we can start with the knees bent and just bring one or both knees in. And I want you to see what happens to this area. You could also do it with both legs straight, lifting up and seeing what happens. What we don't want is to see this. As you're lifting your legs up, we're getting lots of pressure. Check in. How does that make your pelvic floor feel, your back feel, your hips feel? This is what we don't want. So keep checking in with this as we get going today. All right, let's come back up onto your hands and knees, and we're going to start up on our knees. Our trunk is really important for getting our core and pelvic floor fired up. So we're going to bring those arms out to the side and just gently rotate to one side and then back to the other. And then start to add your breath on with this. As you inhale to center, exhale, twist. Inhale to center, exhale, twist. And keep checking in with your body throughout this practice. Where do you feel this? Does one side feel a little different than the other side? Feel a little sticky? And if you're not feeling it in those areas, you're not quite sure, go ahead and check out that description box. I have lots of resources or that link up there above. Nice work. Now bring everything back down. Take your left leg, send your left leg straight out to the side. We're going to sink our hips back. Keep your tailbone lifted. We don't want to have that tailbone tucked and rounded. Gently sink those hips back, and we'll do little pulses. We want to feel a gentle stretch in the inner thigh. So there's so many different things that impact our core and our pelvic floor to really get that system working like we want. So we're doing a couple of warm-ups before we get into it. The hips are one of them, our mid-back, even our feet. Okay, let's take one more breath in here. Bring it back to center. Left leg comes in, come all the way back out. Those palms come down towards the ground. You're going to twist to the right and then to the left. And check and see, are you gripping your glutes like crazy? Are you tucking those hips forward? Can you keep the ribs over your pelvis? Can you get a little more movement? Maybe you slow it down. Maybe you speed it up. Nice. Both hands come back down to the ground. Take your right leg, send your right leg straight out to the side. Lift that tailbone towards the sky. Sink those hips back. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. How does the right side feel compared to the left side? Nice work. Good. One more breath in here, and then we're getting right into it. Bring that right knee back in. You're going to come down onto your right forearm. Lots of options with this next one. I love planks and side planks. We're going to keep our knees bent. It's a great way to get the whole core fired up. You're going to think of, on the exhale, lift the left side of your rib cage up towards the ceiling. And then inhale, drop it back down. So option one is just starting right here, maybe starting to initiate lifting the hips on your exhale, and then drop it back down. Maybe you exhale, press, and lift those hips up, and then drop it back down. Now we're going to add one more piece to this. You're going to squeeze the heels and lift that top knee and back down. So this right here, starting to work on lifting up. If you're feeling all those core muscles, outer hip, you're doing it right. Stay here. If you're ready to add on, press and lift up. But check in. We don't want to see the bulge pushing out, feeling lots of pressure on our pelvic floor. And just little pulses going up. Squeeze those heels at the top. Use your breath. Nice work. Starting to feel that right hip fire up, or maybe it's just me. Oh my. And we want to compare this side to the other. Check to see, are you rotating your trunk forward and your hip back? That's a very common compensation with this. Maybe you start out with lifting and then you finish back down. Listen to your body. Good for 3, 2, last 1. Lower down, and then we're going to switch over towards that left hand side. So coming onto your left forearm, stack the shoulders, stack those hips. That right side of the rib cage is going towards the ceiling. Maybe you start to initiate the hips on the exhale and back down. Maybe you exhale, press and lift those hips and back down. Staying here, if you wanted to add on that top leg lifting up, pressing into that left shoulder. Use your breath. And maybe one side's a little more difficult than the other, and you work on just initiating the hips. Just starting to press down. And then you can keep coming back to this class and watch your progress. On that exhale, feeling this gentle drawing up. We're not constantly squeezing our core tight the entire time. It doesn't allow this core system to work. Nice job. We're going to do 3, 2, last 1. Lower everything all the way back down. And then you're going to come onto your blocks and backs. And here's where if you have a block or a pillow, you can go ahead and grab that. I'm going to show 2 options. Option 1, take the block, place it in between those knees. On your exhale, you're going to squeeze in around the block and press and lift the hips. Inhale, drop it down. Exhale, squeeze. You want to feel your glutes fire up. Press the feet down into the ground and then drop it back. Exhale, squeeze, press those hips, lift up, and then drop it back down. You don't want to feel this in the back and more in the back of the thighs. If you're feeling it there, lower your hips down, slide those heels in a little bit more, and dig the heels to the ground as you come up. And just careful not to grip those toes. They like to help out. So this is option 1. Maybe this feels really good and easy. You've done this class a couple of times. If you want to add on, you can take the block out and come onto one leg. So either toe tap, working on we'll press into the left leg first, or you can bring that knee in towards your chest. It's on that exhale that we press and lift, and we want to feel that left glute fire up. I always have to work harder on my left side. So sometimes even tapping the muscle just gives it that feedback that it needs. Blow out those candles. If you're on one leg, we've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Right leg comes down, toe tap with the left or pull that left knee in. So any or all options, it's what muscles. We want our glutes, we want to feel our core. We want to make sure we're not feeling it in our neck and our shoulders, and we keep staying connected with that breath. Nice job. How does the right side feel compared to the left? If you're doing both legs, can you feel both sides equally? Awesome. We've got 5, 4, 3, 2, last 1. Lower everything all the way back down. Let's roll onto our side. Come all the way back up, and we're going to come onto our hands and knees in tabletop. You could always add some ankle weights with some of the next exercises that we have coming up, or add them later as a progression. You're going to take your right leg, send your right leg straight back behind. Reach through that back heel. Nice breath in. You're going to slowly start to bend that knee. And on your exhale, drive your heel towards the ceiling, lengthen up. And we're going to do 3 little pulses here, but we don't want to feel it in our low back. It's the hip doing the work. Drive the heel straight up. 2, last 1. Take your right knee, step your right knee in towards your chest, step that foot forward. We're going to push into this front foot. So curl the back toes underneath. You can grab hold of something, hands to your thigh or heart center. We're going to press into that right foot, toe tap or knee towards your chest. Awesome. We're staying stacked. We're not leaning back. We're not gripping our toes. We're staying with our breath. Take that left leg, slowly step it back. So the key here is slow and controlled. Lower all the way down. Those hands come down towards the ground. Take your right leg, step your right leg back. Bend the knee, and then we've got those little pulses. So we're nice and strong in our arms, pressing into the top of that left shin. Exhale, drive the heel. Last one. Now drive your right knee in towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Press down into those feet. Come all the way up. Bring those hands in towards heart center. Push into that right foot. Toe tap or knee towards your chest. We're stacking everything. Spread those toes. Glutes, core. What do you notice? 2 more times through. Step it back. Lower everything down. Hands come down to the ground. Take your right leg. Step your right leg back. Drive into that left shin. Here we go. Fire it up. 3, 2, last 1. Drive that knee in towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Press down. Take your time coming up. The right leg does all the work. Take your time. Slowly step it back. Lower all the way down. Those hands come down to the ground. Take your right leg, step your right leg back. Pulse that leg. Hello, right glute. Even my left is like, hello. Last one. Drive that knee in towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Press down into the feet. Come all the way up. Right leg does all the work. Step it forward. Toe up or down. We're just not way back here. Slowly step that leg back. Lower all the way down. Hands come down to the ground. Take your right leg, step it back. Nice. Take your left leg, step that left leg back. Press into the top of that right shin. We're going to drive that heel towards the ceiling and we're going to pulse. Pull your heel in towards your sit bone. Last one. Knee comes towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Curl your back toes underneath. Press up nice and slow. Press into that left foot. The left leg does all the work. And as you're exhaling, coming forward, you can press those hands together. Toe tap or knee towards your chest. Slowly step it back. Lower all the way down. Those hands come down towards the ground. Step it back. Pulse that left leg. Use your breath. Last one. Drive your knee in towards your chest. Step that foot forward. Curl the back toes underneath. Exhale, press and lift. Slowly step it back. Lower down 2 more times through. You've got this. Take your time. And remember, keep checking in. What are you feeling? We don't want to feel tons of tension, lots of gripping, holding our breath. Come back to that exercise we did in the beginning. Press into the foot, because this is core work. This is getting our core and our pelvic floor working. Slowly lower down. Last one here. Take that left leg, step it back, press into the top of your right shin. Little pulses. Nice job. And then drive that left knee in towards your chest. Step that foot forward nice and slow. Come all the way up. Use your breath. Nice breath in. And then take that right leg, lower your right leg down. Ooh, maybe shake it out. And pressing into those feet. Think of lifting up. I'm going to show you a couple of options with the next one. If you've got blocks, you can go ahead and use your yoga blocks. If you've got a counter, you can lean forward on the counter. Going to the wall is another option. And having your hands on a chair is another one. Fire up those glutes and our core a little more. Let's press down into our left foot. Lift out of the hip. Squeeze those glutes. Take your right leg, step your right leg back. We want to hinge the hips back, whether we're on a wall here and we're going to lift and reach back. Option 1, down to a chair or counter, or coming down to the yoga blocks. We just don't want to peel that hip up. Keep pressing into the left foot. Reach through that back right heel. Little pulses. Use your breath. And the other option, you can always stay up holding on to something and doing little pulses going straight back. Nice. You're going to feel the left side, spread those toes, use your breath, and find which option works best for you. Not feeling it in the back, we want to feel those glutes fire. For 5, 4, 3, 2, last one. Now super slowly step it back. Bring those hands towards heart center. We're going to twist to face the left-hand side and reach those arms in opposite direction. Left hip pulls back, right hip comes forward. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Nice breath in. Exhale, let it go. Bring it back through towards center, step it forward. Now we'll take that left leg, step your left leg back. Press down into those feet, right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale, twist to face the right hand side. I'm just doing it different order this time. Rotate from that chest, pull your right hip back, spread those toes. Bring it back through towards center. Keep pressing down into the right foot. So find which option works. Hands on the wall, up with a slight hinge with those hips back, or coming down to your blocks or chair. We're lengthening through the crown of your head, keeping those hips nice and even. So that means those left toes face forward or down towards the ground. We don't want to rotate out towards the side. Little pulses going straight back. And then playing, seeing where do you feel those glutes activate the most? Is it harder on one side? Do you want to hold your breath? Do you feel it more in your back? If you play with your exhale, blowing out those candles as you kick that leg back, can you feel it more? Nice. For 3, 2, last one. Super slowly step it back. Woo. Hello, wall. Slowly lower everything all the way down. Step it back so you can come onto your plank on your knees, plank on those toes. Lower everything down. Inhale, pull yourself forward, open up through the front of your chest, gentle back bend. Squeeze the shoulder blades. Those glutes are gently squeezing. Open through the front of your chest. And then lower back down. Inhale, pull yourself forward, open through the front of your chest. Nice breath in. Exhale, slowly back down. Awesome. One more time. Inhale, pull yourself forward, open up through the front of the chest. And lower back down. Bend those knees, sink your hips back. You can come into a child's pose, or if down dog is calling your name, you can head there too. Just gently shift those hips left and right. Nice breath in. We're breathing into that low part of our back. Let's take one more breath here. And pull yourself, come forward. Let's come down onto our backs. And just gently bring those knees in towards your chest, and they come over towards the left-hand side. So anytime that you've worked out your core, your glutes, pelvic floor, it's great to do some gentle pelvic floor stretching, relaxation exercises to really work on the lengthening. Nice breath in, exhale, let it go. A lot of the times what I see with clients and people in my programs is it's not a matter of just needing to squeeze and tighten the muscles. It's recoordinating those muscles, getting them to work together in a system. And a lot of times they're too tight. Awesome, let's take one more breath here. And then bring those legs back up. And we'll bring them over towards the right-hand side. Left arm goes out towards the side. It can be straight or bent. Gently turn your head to the left, and you're just checking, opening that rib cage a little more. Use your breath. Inhale, lift those legs, come back up. Straighten out. Inhale, take a nice big breath. Reach fingertips to toes. Exhale, let it all go. Slowly bring those arms back down by your side. Slide those heels in. Come onto your side and just make your way up to a comfortable seated position. Remember to always keep coming back to your breath and how you're managing the pressure. And if you're like, Melissa, I'm not quite sure, I've got lots of resources down below for you, and you can always check that link above. Take a nice big breath in, lift those arms up overhead. Exhale, bring your hands down towards heart center, thanking your body for your practice. Until next time, namaste.